apologizing in advance for my neighbors throughout this video. Just, if you hear a thud, it's just a child jumping off of furniture. I'm sorry. Hello. Now, before I start this video, I don't want to see any comments saying that you didn't ask to watch this video, or the relationship is cringe or dumb, or whatever you trolls are going to say. You clicked on this video. The neat little button you can press to leave. There's nothing you can say to excuse yourself. There is a thumbnail and a title that clearly says that I'm going to be talking about my relationship, so... Oh wait, intros are for jokes. Okay, okay. Am I cool yet? And it sucks. Or, I guess since it's backwards, it's like this. I meant that to slurp, but it didn't. Alright, on his end and you played on his end, but his has to be a little bit ahead of time so you can watch yours and he can have the reactions first. Anyways, he liked a movie. Hello, happy Valentine's Day. Here's my obligatory love post. I'm kidding. Am I cool yet? Anyway, happy love day. Anyways, my darling boyfriend, you've met him, here's him here, has the audacity to live far away from me. How dare he? It's so rude. Context, I live in Jersey and he lives in Oregon. There is about an 8-hour flight difference between us, but in between that there's a 3-hour time difference, and it sucks. But I love him very much, and we've been dating for a little over 2 years now. It definitely feels so much longer than that. Long distance relationships really take a lot of work, communication, and a lot more than just the physical aspect, which is very difficult for people, not even in today's time, just throughout history. Having more than just physical love can be difficult. The simple solution is get to know the person on a deeper level, but we don't need to talk about that today, even though I think we are. This video is just going to be an example of a few things that you can do to help make a long distance relationship work. Whether it be like you're in a different state that's like a half an hour away, or a few hours away, or if you're literally across the country. Like, Shua is here and I'm here. Or I guess since it's backwards, it's like this. So this next one is the hard one, and it's communication, which is I can't say things seriously without having a punchline, so that's why I'm being goofy. I meant that to slurp, but it didn't. Alright, anyway. But seriously, communication is a very important part of any relationship. In a long distance relationship, it is harder to communicate because you're not there physically with the person. This is when you utilize texting the other person and making video or phone calls. I will say video and phone calls are 100% a must. I am an introvert and I tend to get drained very easily, so this stuff is difficult for me. I'm willing to admit that, but I still try to make time to call my boyfriend. And within these conversations, you can talk about anything. That can be from boundaries to how was your day to if you found a jackrabbit, what would you do? Don't be afraid to communicate to the other person how you feel. Just so you guys know, boundaries are healthy in any relationship. It's good to set boundaries. You're not putting up a wall, you're just putting up a bit of a fence. And fences have gates, and you're allowed to let people in. If they don't respect your boundaries, then that might be an issue. There is such thing as over-communication, which is where you update every single part of your day to the other person as it's happening. That can be a lot. So in this case, you can just save the best part of your day when you and your partner are both sitting down and ready to have a conversation with each other about the other person's day. Over-communication of constantly updating can be an issue. It's good to give some updates of like, hey, I'm going to the store real quick, I'll be right back. But if it's like, hey, I'm at the store, I'm inside the store, I am in the soup aisle, like, that can be a little bit too much. There's a good balance that you gotta have with communication. Talking about your day and saving things to talk with your partner is good. Updating every single moment of your day, every second of the day can be an issue. There's a healthy balance, like with all things. There is such thing as too much of a good thing. Too many hugs could harm somebody. So it's good to just have a good balance. Now, the next part is kind of like the fun, creative part, and it is Date night. Da-na-na-na. I'm such a dork, aren't I, Paimon? My dad bought this for me because he remembered I like playing Genshin Impact. Anyway, date nights. Date nights can be difficult because you can't physically go out with your partner. But what you can do is video call. Again, as an introvert, video calls or calls in general is very difficult for me, but I make it work. Well, there's more to that you can do in the video call because you can really get creative with this. You can buy the other person's dinner that they're going to have. And in that same vein, you guys can watch a movie together, whether in a watch party or you do what Shu and I did because Amazon Prime Video doesn't let you do a watch party through Discord, so you just have him play it on his end and you play it on his end, but his has to be a little bit ahead of time so you can watch yours and he can have the reactions first. Anyways, he liked a movie. You could even, and I've done this with Shua, you can even read a story to the other person. It's something that's like kind of romantic to me, of just reading to another person, especially if it's something you wrote, like it's something purely beautiful about that. You guys can just enjoy each other's company when you're on this video call. You could just talk about anything and everything and bring up those darn jackrabbits. Within the same vein of enjoying the other person's company, you guys could play video games together, and honestly that'd be really fun if you have an ability to connect. I know how to speak, I swear. You guys could play, I guess, 20 questions. In the purest sense of the game, you can play 20 questions. You can just ask each other questions and just try to get to know the other person, because this can really provide a lot of insight to who you're dating. And it's kind of beautiful. You'd be like, so what was your favorite book as a kid? Oh, well, it was this because it reminded me of this trip I went with my family. Like, it could just go down a beautiful rabbit hole. Just because you're limited in what you can do for date nights doesn't mean you can't make it work. Again, long distance relationships are not for the faint of heart. I'm gonna fight my computer. Date nights are incredibly important in any relationship. It can be a friend date. Friend dates are really fun. I've been on a few. It's a special time where you can spend time with those that you love so you can get to know them on a deeper emotional level. Spending time with people is the purest ways to be with someone you love. So the next part is essentially making time for each other. But what's that? I can hear, isn't that the same thing as date nights? Yes and no. Making time for each other, meaning of going to visit them, which I know can be a lot of money. For me, it is extremely expensive because my dearest love lives in Oregon. So let me just adjust in my seat real quick so I can properly give this information. So you're not going to be in one state forever. Throughout life, you could go to Florida and go to Disney World. You could go to Maine and visit really cool Maine stuff. I don't know what's in Maine, but Maine came to mind. So if you're watching from Maine, hi. I understand that travel can be very costly, especially now. Shu and I try our very best to make it work as best as we can. We are trying to and have paid for the half of the other person's ticket or Airbnb. It is more expensive for me to go over there because I'm going to Oregon. Meanwhile, when he comes over here, he's coming to Jersey, and it's a lot more cheap because it's Jersey. We have stereotypes that aren't necessarily fully true. Jersey Shore is not true, guys. That is New York. The A I'm walking here is all New York. It's not Jersey. I live in South Jersey. I rarely ever go up to North Jersey. Anyway, this is not a New Jersey rant. Costs aside, communication comes into play in this situation as well. You can ask the other person what is there to do in your area, and you guys can make a plan to do those things. For me, I always make I say always. I try to make the trip to go over there to Kumore-con because it's my first con and it was just fun to go to, and I get to be with my significant other and my friends. And that's our big thing for the trip. We plan other small things, like I got to meet his grandparents, and we did a few date nights, like little movie nights here and there. So you can have one big thing of this big reason to see the other person, but this is our big part of the trip, and then we have little small things throughout the trip. Like when he comes over here, he's coming over for his birthday, which I'm very excited. But he's also coming over to see me and meet my family and go to Geek Fest, which is here, which I'm going to try and vlog this year, so stay tuned. But we're essentially just have this big thing, and we're having plans to spend time with each other in between. Making time for the other person in a long distance relationship can be difficult, especially since you guys can live so far away. But as long as you have a healthy communication and the spending means, you can totally make it work. Again, I know it's incredibly difficult. It's difficult for me as well. Like, sometimes I fully think that I'm like, I might not be able to visit my boyfriend this year, and the anxiety sets in. But as long as you guys are working as a team, you can make it work. Like I said, I'm gonna keep saying it. Long distance relationships are not for the faint of heart. The next part of what I'm gonna talk about is called understanding. Doesn't this tie into communication? Yes. Everything ties into each other. I just like to predict what the trolls are gonna say. I'm sorry. Anyway, understanding. So time zones suck. Shu and I, like I said, have a 3-hour time difference. This can be difficult because I usually go to bed first. I go to bed around 9-ish, and in his time zone, that's like 6 o'clock. Because like as my day's ending, his is just starting to end. So in this time and instance, besides like bedtime in all areas of the day, you need to understand when the other person gets busy. I get busy, Shu gets busy. He works like Sunday through Wednesday and I work Thursday through Saturday. So it just kind of sucks because we're not always able to spend the whole day together unless one of us has the day off. But you need to understand when people get busy, especially with time differences. Their time is not your time, so it's gonna look different throughout their day. With this, we always try to make time for each other. We're always there for each other. I've spent multiple times staying up to like 11 or 1 a.m. just calling him to make sure that he's okay. And I'm the girlfriend. I'm allowed to do that. He's always there for me when I have a nightmare and even when I have nightmares. Which, by the way, is what I want to call cognitive distortions from now on. With this time period of both of you being busy and say like it's an entire week and you haven't had a minute to talk to each other, a simple reminder just saying, hey, remember I love you, is enough. Because say they're having the worst day of their life and you just send a simple text of being like, hey, I'm really proud of you and I love you so much. That can really mean a lot for a person. Shu and I do that all the time. Just like if he's busy and I know he's having a rough day, I'm just like, hey, you're doing great. I'm really proud of you. And he always says to me, hey, you're my hard worker. I'm so proud of you. Can you tell that words of affirmation is one of my love languages? Listen, I need validation. Why do you think I cosplay and have a YouTube channel? I need attention. Am I wrong? Now, this next part pretty much ties into what I just said, making the other feel loved. And again, I am looking at a script. I have to write things down or else I'm going to talk nonstop about random things. I need scripts.
I'm a script writer.
So I kind of got stumped in the middle of writing this script and I was like, sure, I don't know what else to add. Is there anything that like you'd know, like any ideas that you have? And he's like, well, hold on, what did he exactly say? What I put was Shua added when I was texting him that simple things like writing a letter means a lot to him because, and this is quoting his text, we do that on occasion and it really is meaningful because it comes all the way from your hand and it's like I have a piece of you here. Which I honestly wanted to cry because I had the crappiest day. I just got home from work and he said that romantic piece of beautifulness. Can you tell that my grandma watches this and I don't want to cuss? But yeah, small gestures like that can really make the other person feel loved, especially if your love language is gift giving. Small gestures like a little handwritten letter or like a dice like Shua did. This is what is right here, by the way. Here, I can show you real quick. I don't exactly know where he got these. Focus? Do I need to tap? Focus on the dice. No, it's only focusing on my face. Anyway, but it has like a little rose petal in there, I think like a fake one, but then the D20 is a rose. But yeah, he got these for me for like Valentine's Day and I wanted to have them in the video and it'd be like, look, and it looks like Paimon just like threw them. Anyway, this is why I have a But I'm serious, small gestures, like small gifts like this. My dad actually got me these. These are 2 roses that are also from Shua. Shua and I often, we like to write letters to each other as our D&D characters. Like I sent him one as Katarina Hearth, as Umbernox Lee, who you guys don't really know. She's my drow paladin. But yeah, we write letters to each other. We do small little gifts here and there because it just means a lot to the other person, and it's something that like they picked out for you because they know you so well. It's just kind of romantic in its own way. But yeah, small gestures can really go a long way. Especially hoodies. Give your partner hoodies. Cover it in your cologne and or perfume. Hoodies are actually really nice. I still have his hoodie. So TLDR, it's funny because the abbreviation for long distance relationships is LDR. It's funnier when you have to explain it. Long distance relationships are hard work. They are not for the faint of heart. They are so much work. When I get into a relationship, for context, Shua is my first boyfriend, like ever. I'm 22 now, and we started dating when I was 20, I believe. Oh my god. But when I get into a relationship, my mentality is not that I need to date someone because I need someone. My mentality is I see a future with this person and I want to make that work. And this is why Shu and I have lasted so long in our long distance relationship. We've dated for over 2 years now. And we're still making it work. We're still talking to each other and we're still communicating. And that's okay. We want to make it work. We want to have a future with the other person, so we make it work. My boyfriend flies 8 hours to me, and I fly 8 hours to see my boyfriend. We both hate flying. I hate flying. But the end result is worth it because we get to see each other. Seeing him is worth flying 8 to 10 hours in a gross germ-filled people sky bus because he's the love of my life. So I hope you guys have a very happy Valentine's Day, whether you're with a partner or in a relationship or just hanging out with some friends. Just remember to tell those you love that you love them. Just remember to love each other. We're on this small earth together. Why must we hate? Alright. Be sure to follow me in other places as well. I'll be putting Shua's description in the... Wait, what? I will be putting Shua's information in the description below, as well as some articles that helped me articulate my thoughts better than I am talking right now. Just 2 articles that I read on long distance relationships that really helped me with my script. Be sure to follow me, follow Shua, read those articles if you're in a long distance relationship or you're just interested in learning about them. Yes, follow me in other places. Like I've been saying, I do more cosplay on TikTok and Instagram, so I really recommend that you go see those. I like my videos. Remember to love each other, check out all the things, read the articles, and as always, have courage and stay safe. See you, Tiger Lilies. I love how Instagram exposes every single pore and makeup mistake on my face. Anyway, so I'm recording a video right now for Valentine's Day, and I'm looking at my channel at the same time while I'm uploading files, and I just realized I wear a lot of turtlenecks. Are turtlenecks gonna become my thing on the channel? Because I'm fine with that, but I didn't realize. So I was like, I wear a lot of turtlenecks. Oh god, it's gonna become my thing. It's not a bad thing. Turtlenecks are cute. I'm wearing one right now. I look like a really pretty lawyer. We both hate flying because, and I quote myself, alright, I have an outro I need to do and I just want to be done. I want to visit, I just don't know what's in Maine. There's just going to be a few examples of what to do in a long distance relationship. Oh, my virus alert, please stop going off. I know! To tell those that you love them. Just remember to tell those that you love them. Just remember to tell those you love that you love them, okay? Just remember to tell those you love that you love them. I'm gonna say that better. Just remember to tell those that you love that you love them. Just remember to tell those you love that you love them. Just remember to tell people you love them and junk, whether it's platonic or whether it's platonic or romantic. I know how to talk. I want to end this video. The earth ties into everything that creates the earth. Of course, everything I'm gonna say is gonna relate to another thing I'm gonna say. Which, by the way, is what I want. What I really, really want. Alright. But I make it work. But there's more to that you can do in the video. Which, by the way, is what I want to call cognitive distortions from now on. I'm gonna redo that mess. If my Discord starts blowing up, I'm gonna be pissed. You just... Joe 19. Those darn jackrabbits. Did you know they're not real? I looked it up and I was like, what do you mean they're not real? I was very upset. Cause in the Lunchables commercial, okay. So they are real. I looked it up after I told my mom it's a rare disease, but I swear I looked it up and it said it was Celtic folklore. I feel like I've been lied to.